SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and theblaze.com/radio.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
There is no way that this is true. According to a new study based on data from gambling.com, Texas chain Whataburger ranked first, serving the healthiest cheeseburgers with a rating of 8.4. That is slightly above In-N-Out Burger. I'm sorry. They might be the healthiest cheeseburger, but that does not make them good. Welcome to Chewing the Fat.
Wait, no. Yeah. Different show. This is a different.
What are you talking about?
I know you've been working a lot this week. This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh.
What in the world?
Okay.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Welcome to the broadcast.
Much better,
How
much
are
better.
you? Welcome to Pat Unleashed.
And it's also Pat Gray New Year, as the audience is making sure that we don't forget. Pat and Jeffy do not appreciate Pat Gray New
It's
Year.
not New Year's. Stop it.
And if you
The
were-
whole point behind it was to stop telling people Happy New Year after the first couple days of the year.
Pat just randomly threw a day out, if you're not familiar, a few years ago, and he's like, I just can't stand how people will say Happy New Year. And it's March
the
3rd.
10th.
It's March 3rd. That's why today is Happy New Year. He threw out that day, and people in the audience have picked up as today, March 3rd, is Pat Gray New Year. So thank you for whoever sent these fun glasses.
All right, I'll tell you what. Happy New Year!
Thank you. Much better.
All right.
Much better.
That's great. Ooh, I got to remember. It changes.
Different speeds, yeah. Wow, you are really into that, aren't
Oh,
you?
man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Boy, we had some weather last night here in DFW, did we not?
A little rain, a little wind.
87 mile per hour wind.
Oh, one gust somewhere was 87 miles an hour. Stop it.
And it was in the 70 mile an hour range all over the place.
Eminent severe alert. Eminent severe alert.
I didn't understand the playing of the sirens. There was no tornado.
Well, there was the possibility, but I mean, when you had the wind gust of, over 70 miles an hour, those are hurricane force winds.
They sure are.
So, what happens when the sirens go off? If you live in Texas, you go outside.
You go outside.
What's going on out here?
Yeah, I want to see.
Well, you're supposed to go into your pantry, in the inner workings of your home. No, we're going outside.
No, I want to take video.
No, we're going out.
This is good stuff.
We got video. We might have something streaming. There's one right there.
And we have storm chasers all over the place, and you can follow along on YouTube. Those are great guys.
And first of all, who among us hasn't had a house hit by a tornado? Thank you. Wait, what? I thought everybody did.
No. It's kind of just you.
Oh.
But there was a tornado, actually, northwest of the city. And North Lake, is that right? Argyle, North Lake area?
That's
that?
out past you.
Yeah,
That's out past,
it's out there. It's
out past
there.
me as well, but
Let's see this. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. There we go.
See what I mean? You go outside, get the video.
Yeah.
Where's it going?
Where's it going?
We did not beat that.
So it was short-lived, and this neighborhood is just packed to the gills with houses, and amazingly, no house was hit. I don't know how it missed them. This is a neighborhood
That's a new
out past the
neighborhood.
racetrack. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Anyway,
People moving
there
here
you
from
go.
California,
Yeah.
New York, that's your neighborhood.
That's right.
Welcome.
There you go. And, speaking of weather, California, with all of this snow, I heard this morning that in this storm, that many places have received more than 70% of the snow, 70% more than the average snow they get in an entire season they got from this one storm.
Yeah,
70% more.
The drought is over.
The drought's 2/3 of the state of California.
The drought is over.
Yeah, and I was just looking up because I remember in December, I was looking up how CNN did this story. They said that, here's the quote from CNN, White Christmas isn't really a thing anymore because of climate change. And then just 2 weeks later, 44 states had snow on the ground. There was another CNN article that
Al Gore must have stopped by.
Right. I'm having trouble finding the other article where they were talking about California specifically. Like, y'all just going to have to get used to no snow. Sorry.
Right.
I mean, and these are the people that want us to set economic policy,
Absolutely.
change our way of life for something that they say is going to happen a century from now, and they can't literally get it right 2 weeks out,
know.
13 days between them saying White Christmas isn't really a thing anymore because of climate change to
Well,
44
we've got
states
so much
at snow.
The drought is over.
Yeah, and that was December 11th and December 24th. I'm going to retweet that later just to refresh your memory. Don't listen to them. California, the Hollywood sign had snow 2 days ago it's only the second time in the history that there was snowfall at the Hollywood sign.
Climate weirding.
Scottsdale, Arizona
Climate
had
weirding.
snowfall. So stop it.
I mean, we desperately need that snow in the deserts, man. There's no doubt about that. Those people, that place is about to dry up.
Got it.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, no.
They're dying for water
That's
out there,
kinda-
man. People are there. We got water wars going on out there.
No, that's a fact.
I know. In fact, there's a couple of for sure one of the systems that pump water out of Lake Mead is above water. So they went in a few years ago and put one lower. Oh. So they've still got 3 or 4 pumps that were originally there that are underwater, but it's pretty. I mean, they are close to Deadpool, man. And if that hits Deadpool,
Yeah, is Lake Mead benefiting from all of this precipitation?
I mean,
out
let's
west?
hope so. Let's hope so. I mean, I'm sure the drought dingles will all say no. They're not the same as the dingles working behind the scenes
These are the
here.
Pat Gray
And then
dingles?
Yeah, the Pat Gray dingles on both
And
sides
then the
of
drought
studio.
dingles.
And the drought dingles out west, yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't have, and I don't know, I guess she's still abroad, but CNN did not air the Jill Biden's abroad
And I know you're
special.
disappointed. I know you're heartbroken.
Devastated.
Yeah.
Devastated. Oh, no, I got to go to bed before Jill's not. So I went
why did they
to
bump-
bed guessing that Jill's still abroad.
She's
don't
definitely abroad.
Right.
Why did they bump that?
So we had all this. I mean, I really didn't care much about Jill's being abroad here. We had the storms going on and everything, but they wrapped up the Alex Murdaugh case yesterday with closing arguments, and the jury got dinner in and then decided, hey, let's make him guilty. Going down. So the sentencing will be today.
Yeah.
But he was found guilty of 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of possession of a weapon in the commission of a violent crime. And they will have the sentencing later today. They'll hear from people saying what a horrible person he is, and we already know that. And then the judge will decide whether he gets 30 years for each murder or life in prison. They decided before this trial took place that they weren't going to ask for the death penalty. That was the prosecutor's call.
Wonder why that is.
I don't know. Because I think South Carolina, because they had such a problem with their death penalty drugs, that they now have a firing squad. They cleaned up their one firing squad area and said, yeah, we can sit them right there and bring in some rifles and just take care of them right there. I am all for that. Now, I know a lot of people question the death penalty, but I've gone down the list of the people that are on death row.
We're sure that the firing squad is a part of South Carolina now?
Is it North Carolina? Am I thinking of North? I guess it could be North Carolina. It's one of those damn Carolinas. I know it's one of those damn Carolinas.
I'm going to find out right now.
It could be.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, you don't know which one is which, right? I think they have like 5 rifles, and you all go in, and one of them have their live round, and the others don't.
So here's a story from April of 2022. South Carolina inmate picks a firing squad over the electric chair. However, here's another story.
Yeah, they paused that though. They didn't let that happen. I remember that. Yeah, they didn't let that happen. But they still. But I mean, they just not long ago.
Then in
spent
September of
money
2022, they said it was torture.
They brought the cleaners in and they cleaned up the firing squad room and they shined up the windows and brought in a new chair and said, "There you go. There's the firing squad. That's our room." I forget how much money they spent, but they did. They had the cleanup crew, and they swept up and they dusted everything off, and said that's going to cost you $50,000, and there it is, good to go. Just bring them in here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a few states that allow firing squads that you get to choose from, but they had a big deal. So many states are having a problem with their drugs. The companies won't get them to them. They have to try to they try to hoard them and buy extra so that they have it, and then they go out of date. And then Oklahoma's had a problem where they administered it wrong. I don't care, personally. He had to suffer. Let's talk about the people that they murdered. Let's talk about how they suffered before I start worrying about these people suffering. But they all, of course, the people that care about that get all wound up.
Well, shocking.
Protest.
The government screws something up, which is why I don't necessarily trust them to administer the death penalty.
Well, I know.
all.
And look, and the argument to that is, and I've talked to a few people on Chewing the Fat, by the way, about the death penalty and these death penalty experts. And a lot of the argument is, look, if one is wrong, then how can we go through with any of them?
Yeah.
Right. And so, but I've had special. I've done specials on my show that talk about who's on death row, what they did to get there,
right?
And it's horrific,
right? And then you walk away going, "Fry them! Hell, can I flip the switch? Can I flip the switch?"
They've gone through 20 years of appeals and processes that prove that these people are guilty. Of this crime.
And people try to conflate this where they say the death penalty is biblical. And I'm not arguing that whatsoever. I'm saying I don't trust the state to handle this properly. And here we go.
I know.
And so that's where I'm at.
I know.
I'm not saying it's not, based in some sort of biblical truth that people like to point to. I'm saying the government's involved. And it's going to get screwed up one way or another, whether you're frying innocent people or torturing unnecessarily people on the way out.
Speaking of appeals, did you see where Jussie Smollett, who has not served his 150 days in jail yet, by the way, he's only served like 6 days of his sentence. He appealed that. He just appealed again that conviction.
This guy is insane. He is insane.
So his appeal. So he doesn't want to go back to jail. He served 6 days. 6 days of his 150-day sentence. He could have already had it over with. Been done.
This guy has mental issues.
I don't disagree. I mean, remember the judge just ripping him a new one at the sentencing. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Still hasn't served. We're appealing again. We're continuing our appeal. He's never going to serve. He served his 6 days. They're going to end up saying, "Get out of here."
Really? What do you think? Is that a Jeff Fisher?
Get out of here. We're done with you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear about you anymore. Go find some show that'll hire you. Go do a play in New York.
Okay,
get out of here.
So can a do a play in New York? Can a judge add to a sentence at this point? Like, look, you're annoying me.
That'd be great.
So I know I told you, double it.
That'd be great.
And if you're not careful, we're going to put you in front of a firing squad.
Right.
I mean, at what point does a judge just
say... We can move this trial down to South Carolina real fast, okay? It might not happen in Illinois, but it's going to be happening down there. I mean, holy cow.
He doesn't know when to quit, man.
I know.
He just doesn't know when to just...
What are we doing?
Take your lumps and move on.
The money and time that we've spent on this guy lying to us about the whole thing.
And remind us again, Jeffy, what is it that he has to go do? Community service? What is it?
Oh, I don't know what the full sentence was. He's got he had a 150-day sentence, which they claim is excessive. Is it?
But then they cut that down severely,
he was initially indicted on 16 counts. The state's attorney quickly dropped those charges. Smollett's defense argued he was ordered to pay $120,000 in restitution to the Chicago Police Department.
Okay.
And a $25,000 fine. All right, and then
$145,000 he owes.
And then I guess it would be the 150 days in jail from that sentencing.
Okay. So it is all right.
So he had to pay that and the 150 and the 150.
How quickly we forget. My apologies.
And then he had, well, of course, don't forget about the $3,500 that he paid the two guys to get the
allegedly
rope. Oh yeah, sorry, allegedly.
Sorry, how
He
quick?
was found guilty. It's not allegedly. I know he's appealing, but
Well, how quickly I took the Jesse Smollett information out of my brain to make room for
I
something
know
else.
I did too. That's why I was like,
Okay.
wait, I just saw that he had appealed again because he hasn't spent any time. Mm-hmm. I mean, well, I'm sorry, he spent 6 days, which
6
is,
whole days.
You can't.
Jeffy.
I mean, he's already paid his time, paid his dues.
He thinks he has.
6 days. I mean, I don't know. Does he? I mean, for sure he works again, right? He may be even still working now. I don't know that. I haven't followed Jesse's career that much. Let's see if Jesse is still working. Like I care that much, but Jesse Smollett. I don't know that he's because I haven't seen him anywhere. They pulled the plug on the HBO.
Is he doing commercials
show.
for Subway? Maybe.
Oh.
Dude, I want to see. Okay, SNL would never do this,
but it'd be funny.
But that would be great.
would
And then
be
he's
funny.
standing there with this like noose around his neck,
Yes,
eating a
it
Subway
would.
sandwich.
That would
Let's
be
do
funny.
this, SNL. Make it happen.
That would be funny.
Oh my goodness! And he's standing there with two. What were they? Nigerian guys.
Yeah, well, Nigerian princes.
They're kind of at the table with him. They're just smiling at the camera, holding up their sub.
All right, known for Empire, actor. Yeah, he hasn't done anything since Empire.
Well, shock.
Wow. He's not working at all.
Who cares?
Holy cow, Just. He might be working at Subway rather than doing the commercials for him. You want a 12-inch or a 6-inch with that?
Whoa.
No, the sandwich. The sandwich.
Right.
I'm saying.
Why'd you have to clarify that? I don't understand.
Well, just the way you sounded. I'm a little nervous.
Hey, happy Pat Gray New Year, everybody.
Yeah, we already said that.
I just want to, people might be joining late. And they don't realize that March 3rd is Pat Gray New Year.
How is it possible? Here's another question I have today. How is it possible that John Fetterman, the senator from the great state of Pennsylvania,
Nah, take the grade off for now.
just
for now. I mean, they elected John Fetterman.
John Fetterman, the senator from the state of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
How is it possible that he's introducing bills? Isn't he in the hospital?
Okay, all right. Now they're getting ridiculous. Not only is he still a sitting senator, but somebody is filing bills for him. Shut up.
And his people are questioning, like, hey, who's co-signing and introducing Senate legislation from Fetterman's office while he himself is currently hospitalized and under current medical observation? And his office blocks those people asking those questions on social media. So we just like to know. I'd like to know how that's happening. I guess we bring the papers into the hospital when he's feeling okay. He's up there on floor 3 in the depression floor. And
Isn't that what RBG used to do? When she was in the hospital, they would bring her cases. Oh, she's working
sure.
in the hospital.
I'm sure that's the case. Yeah, that's probably a little bit different than Senate, but not much, right? But we never doubted her mental capacity.
Right.
She was in the hospital for cancer and
Yeah.
struggling with that, but we never doubted her mental capacity.
But one could make the argument that John Fetterman, working in a hospital room, has the same number of people in there as he would if he were in the Senate chamber. Because
Right.
nobody's in there
Nobody's
either.
there either. Right.
What's the difference? Which goes back to the whole point of why aren't they just legislating from home, their home office, in their districts or in their states?
Huh. That does bode the question, why isn't that happening? Doesn't it? Isn't it? Why not? Why doesn't that take place?
Hey, CPAC's going on. Are you excited about that?
You can't, I mean, it's still going on this weekend, right? I got time to get there?
Yeah, it's up in D.C. So you can get there.
Oh, yeah.
Catch a flight after this.
Is it in at the what you call it, hotel
It's in
Maryland?
Washington, D.C.
Yeah, but that,
I'm sure. I don't know. Don't
because a
ask.
lot of those events take
No
place at
follow-ups.
the,
We're done here.
okay.
Thank you.
Because
So
in the one place
No, I
across
already
the
said
river has the
Memphis.
Peep store.
Yeah.
You can make a stop at the Peep store. It's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, that belongs in Times Square.
I know.
No,
I know, but it's
Anyway.
it's a really cool. I mean, everything Peep, awesome.
Well, that's good to know.
I know.
If I'm ever
A lot of fun.
up that
Right
way.
there. Now, it's not in, but see, that's not in Washington, D.C.
Right, I got it.
Proper.
You said Maryland, across the way.
Yeah.
Cool. So, so Ted Cruz, senator from Texas. You can still say the
Great state of Texas?
the greatest state of
All
Texas.
right. Ted Cruz, senator
Great-ish.
from the great state of Texas.
Greatish.
Senator from the great
Greatish.
state of Texas.
We got some issues. So he, on the heels of his Merrick Garland, Attorney General, just ripping him a new one.
Right.
He went to CPAC and explained, why he was so upset, and he just laid
Awesome.
it out. And I thought this was, how quickly you forget how many egregious things the left does. And anyway,
Let's have it.
Good stuff, Ted Cruz.
Garland, I believe, is the most partisan and politicized attorney general our nation has ever seen. And what is happening at the Department of Justice is heartbreaking, because it is turned into the political weapon for the Democrats to attack their enemies and protect their friends. And it is astonishing. Look, Garland, he spent all day before the Judiciary Committee in testimony. He will not answer a straight question at all. And he looks at you, number one, we were talking about Fauci and supreme arrogance. Merrick Garland can compete in that category.
Well, there's
with
no
Fauci,
doubt about
and that's
that.
impressive.
That's hard to do. That's when you're going pro.
Garland looks at you like, how dare you
Is
ask
that
me a
Junior?
question?
Who else is he on stage?
And the guy was a judge for 24 years. And you look at that hearing. So, for example, what we were talking about, as you guys know, when the Dobbs opinion was released, when it was leaked, hundreds of left-wing protesters, radical left-wing protesters, went to the homes of 6 Supreme Court justices.
6.
And engaged in angry, violent protest. And by the way, left-wing groups were not only giving out the home addresses of justices, they were giving where the justices worshiped, what churches they went to. They were giving where their kids went to school. And angry protesters at your home when your kids are sleeping in their bedroom is inherently threatening. There is a statute, 18 U.S.C. 1571, that
How many
makes
times have I
it
talked about
a
18
crime,
U.S.C.
a federal
1871?
crime, to protest at the home of a judge in an effort to influence the outcome of a case. It's similar to jury tampering. You can't go to a juror's house and protest to try to get a not guilty verdict. This Department of Justice refuses to enforce the law. And it was clear for that hearing that Merrick Garland's political staff had written one sentence. This is your political talking point. The marshals decide whether or not to arrest someone. That's true, there were marshals there, and the marshals didn't arrest someone. But under our system of justice, marshals are essentially police officers. They have zero prosecution authority.
Correct.
The only prosecution authority in the federal law is in the Department of Justice with the prosecutors. Merrick Garland is the one who made the decision. We're not going to prosecute here. And by the way, these numbnuts put up pictures of themselves on social media. We're not talking master criminals. They've confessed to the crime.
Yeah, but it was nighttime.
They
You can't
could
see
be
their pictures.
found easily. But Merrick Garland agrees with the protesters. He doesn't like the Dobbs decision. He supports Roe versus Wade. And what is shocking for someone who spent 24 years as a judge is that he's perfectly willing to be complicit with a left-wing violent mob threatening the lives and families of the justices because he supports their political agenda. That is incredibly dangerous.
There you go.
Yeah, hello.
Which you can understand his righteous anger toward Merrick Garland 2 days ago.
And we have, we're the guy or the girl or the she, it, who is being tried for the leaking of the Dobbs decision, right? We found the leaker. And
that's the Justice
there's like
Department
10 people that work at the Supreme Court.
seriously.
What are we talking about? We don't know who leaked it.
I got it now. We learned this week why they don't have this individual is because the case was leaked at night.
They did it at night.
At night, yeah.
That probably isn't far off. That probably isn't far off from their excuse. Holy cow.
Unreal.
So as CPAC continued, our man John Kennedy showed up at CPAC as well, right?
JFK was at what breaking news?
Yes, I know.
No, I love this guy, Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. This is
from the
just
great state of Louisiana. What are you
state
talking
of Louisiana.
about? Okay, thank you.
Now listen to me carefully on this one. The truth is, I do not hate anyone. I do not hate anyone. I look for grace wherever I can find it. So I say this gently.
Okay.
The Biden administration sucks.
Now listen. He goes through the list.
You measure it any way you want. COVID, the economy, inflation, the national debt, the border, crime, cancel culture, treating parents like domestic terrorists.
Thank you.
Afghanistan, our energy independence, now lost. My God.
No kidding.
President Biden has been spectacularly awful. If you put President Biden in charge of the Sahara Desert, he would run out of sand. If the aliens landed in Washington, D.C. tomorrow and said, "Take me to your leader," it would be embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's some great memes like that.
I mean, there's some great memes. Do you have anyone else? The aliens sitting in the White House?
Yeah,
Is there anyone else?
Is there anybody else we can talk to? And I love the other one where they land in a field to a farmer and they take us to your leader. And the guy goes, "Yeah, now's not a good time." Awesome. John Kennedy's great.
It's not
though.
funny.
What do you mean it's
not funny?
No, it's
We're talking
terrible.
about the President of the United States of America.
Yeah, we are. Good stuff, right?
So what is this Libs of TikTok video?
Oh,
at
she was
CPAC?
there. She was there. So I can't ever remember her name. Anyway, I just thought it was.
Bill.
She
Bill
makes
is
a
her
really
name.
good
She's in
point
charge of TikTok.
about audience size. Check this out.
Exactly.
Well, exactly. You're all there, oh, but I'm just one voice and I only have my little Facebook page. And once again, I'm sorry. How many Twitter followers do you have now?
1.9 million.
1.9 million.
Yeah, Don Lemon maybe has 300,000 viewers a night.
You want to know why they really hate you?
Every single one of my tweets gets more views than CNN.
Well, to be fair, that's a low bar.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
stuff. Good stuff.
I mean, she's definitely under fire all the time, man. And for what? For place? Look what they said.
Right.
Look what they said.
I'm just amplifying your audience. Why
That's
are you mad
it.
at me?
Right.
If you're so proud of this message, you should want it distributed everywhere.
It's amazing.
And she made
how
the
much they
point
hate her.
that no, that's not what they want. They want to exist in their little bubble where kids can come in there and be exposed to this stuff and not have any kind of outside influence. Make sure your parents don't know this is going on. Make sure nobody in your life knows that, unless they're of the same mindset of these groomers out there. Those are the only people allowed into this safe space. Oh, we can't amplify this somewhere else where your parents or politicians or
People
just
that might not like
Americans,
us.
right? Don't let them see this. I mean, it just, stop.
Well, so you
1.9
can follow this show at Pat Unleashed on Twitter and my Twitter account at JeffyJFR. Almost at 1 million followers.
Just
almost at 1 million.
Just south of there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there. Mm-hmm. I'm getting there. So just follow. All right, I'm getting there. Get me closer to 1 million because I'm just about there.
And I'm there too, at Keith Malinak, Malinak.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like you.
I thought you were already there.
I'm right there with you, just below that threshold of 1 million.
Darn it.
I know, right?
Gosh darn it. Go there and follow all three of those accounts
yeah, just
right
do
now.
that, yeah.
All right, make that happen.
In fact, you should open up additional accounts and then follow us through those accounts too. Just cuz.
Those are bots.
Just cuz.
We don't want bots.
Just cuz.
Oh, okay. Make that happen.
I mean, you and I will probably cross the 1 million follower threshold probably by the end of this show.
What time is it?
Yeah. Got about 90 minutes. Let's see if we can do that, y'all.
No
Let's
problem.
go.
Let's make that happen. Roll the numbers. Let's see them.
Oh, spin
the tote board.
Spin the wheel. Here we go.
Million. Do I hear a million on Twitter? Do I hear a million on
Pat
Twitter?
Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Pat Gray Unleashed. 888-900-3393 is the phone number. And, of course, you can tweet the show at Pat Unleashed. Before I get to the tweets, we talked about Fetterman being in the hospital or hospitalized for depression. Senator Dianne Feinstein from the great state of California.
What's she doing?
She's in the hospital.
Is she really?
She's been hospitalized, yeah. I don't know that she knows it, but she's in there for shingles.
Oh no.
Okay, they got her in there for shingles. Now, they reported, her office reported that she's fine. She was diagnosed with case of the recess. She was diagnosed with those shingles in February.
I've got a thought. Let's just relocate the Senate to either a hospital or an old folks' home. The White House, too, for that matter.
Okay. I mean, they kind of are one now.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Right? I mean, they really are.
If you want to save the environment, which they always claim they do, right? Then you could save the commuting time and you just do everything at the hospital or the old folks' home.
I mean, I don't know. They keep saying that she has said. Has she? Has she?
She doesn't know anything that she's saying.
But
Stop.
her office continues to say that she's going to be, going to ride out this term. Right? She said she's going to quit.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to run for re-election through, after this term. But they are busy. I mean, they want her gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They want. What's his face? The governor wants to appoint someone to that office right now. That's sad because it's probably going to be Schiff, which would be agonizing.
Oh, no.
Right? I mean, I don't know. Who else would it be?
Get well soon, Senator Feinstein.
Because he's running, right? Isn't he?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Isn't he running for office?
Yeah.
So he could appoint
right.
Schiff and say,
start.
It's temporary.
Yeah.
It's temporary.
Uh-huh.
But, you get an idea. Lay of the land.
Okay. Cool.
I know. So we did get some tweets here at Pat Unleashed. It's from Lumbee IT Department. It's not fair that Jussie is being charged in MAGA country. His trial should be moved to Canada, so it's fair. Absolutely. 100%. I tend to agree with that. I also saw, speaking of MAGA country, I saw where Donald Trump, what did I do with that stupid headline? They said that now former President Trump does not have immunity from civil lawsuits over his role in the January 6, 2021 attack on Capitol, the day democracy almost died. So stop it. From Carol Marks, I love you, Jeffy. Oh, I love you too.
That's cute.
You look great. Don't let anyone tell you different. You too.
Oh.
And you look great too. So sick of people saying you don't look good. Sick of it. I won't hear of it. I tell them to shut up.
Wow.
You look good. I don't care what you're wearing. Okay? You look great.
Really got under your skin.
Well, I love you too. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
Cool.
So I have a question. According to ML721721.
Oh, that's catchy.
It's getting us closer to 1 million. So I have a question. Would it still be a big guy's show or an enormous guy's show?
Oh.
Hope Pat's having a good time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just a shame he's missing all the New Year's fun, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sure is. It sure is.
I'm sure he's celebrating wherever he is. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I'm sure he's got a pair of these.
Oh, he's celebrating. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And actually, he's supposed to be back on Monday. Thank you for allowing me to sit in and share the fun here on Pat Unleashed this week. But, all the bad weather around, you never know. It's a good thing I don't have some sort of seizure I'm going to fall into. as I turn over and look at you with those blinking lights, because I could seize you out at any time.
Oh, no.
I know.
I don't want to be responsible for that.
Well, you could be. Yeah, you don't want to be responsible for that. Here, let me add some more. Do we have... Oh, I need some glow sticks now.
It's almost beginning to feel like a trans flag.
Oh, yeah, it kind of is. Get some glow sticks, a little music. Ooh, now you're talking. Now we're talking. Do a little dancing. Oh, yeah. Come on. Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, move that glow stick on over here.
Hey, happy Friday, everybody. What else you got over there?
There's nothing I can't turn into that. I'll tell you that. I love that bit. Hey, you remember the mysterious white dust that fell in Maryland and West Virginia?
Yeah, they were
Remember all
blaming,
that?
were they blaming Texas for that, right?
Well, they were saying it was from the wind coming across, yeah. But we found out what it was.
Crack cocaine in the air. Free samples for all. No.
Nope.
No.
Good guess though. Got any more?
Snow.
It was pollen. It was pollen. So you want to shut up with your conspiracy theories now? Okay.
I didn't have one.
All I ever heard, blah 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 blah.
Hold on. So now trees are. They have put the kibosh on the green pollen, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just pollen.
It's
Of
just
course,
pollen.
you believe them.
Who's
right?
saying this? The government?
West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection.
Then no, I'm not.
Now they claim that this substance is pollen with trace amounts of mineral matter, but it's pollen. So why don't you just shut up with your conspiracy theories, okay?
Trace amounts of, what'd you say?
Mineral matter. Trace amounts of mineral matter.
I could have come up with a more believable sounding answer than that.
Look, we didn't have a shelter-in-place advisory. Everything is fine. Everything is fine, okay? It's pollen. With some mineral matter, but it's fine.
If I lived there and that stuff was falling on me, I'd be collecting samples, and I would go and find
100%.
Let's go find a good lab to
And I
test
don't know
this
that I
on.
would be sending it to the the lab that the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection uses.
Oh yeah, this is just
Look at that.
tree pollen with trace
amounts of mineral matter. That's all.
matter. Next.
It would be interesting to see what those trace amounts of mineral matter are.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very open-ended,
Can we
isn't
just
it?
go ahead and break that down a little bit for us? Just a little bit, that's all.
Think it has anything... I realize, I know the Jeffy response here. But does it have anything to do with the Ohio train derailment? That's already cleaned up. They've already said it's clean. The water's already cleaned itself. By the way, they had a town hall last night.
They are fixing it up. They are cleaning it up. It's not going to be clean in a day.
Again, not arguing.
I'm not being paid by what is
Norfolk Suffolk.
No, Norfolk Suffolk. I'm not being paid by them.
That's exactly what it is. He's an apologist for the railroad. But last
the entire
night,
Biden administration. That's me.
and I'm not arguing that they're not cleaning it up. I merely am asking, could it have anything to do with that? I mean, that stuff, you saw how high it went up in the sky. Did it come back down on Maryland? I don't know.
The earth cleans itself.
Okay, so he's ignoring me. But listen to me. Last night they did the CEO, or they had the town hall. The CEO, twice now, he's not shown up.
Well, I mean, the train tracks are kind of clogged up right now. I can't get there.
No, there's two other ways to get into the town. If he's exclusively riding on the rail. So I don't know what this stuff
You
is.
tell me that guy didn't show up again, or
Yeah.
lady, or whoever the hell is running
Twice
Norfolk?
now. Suffolk.
Suffolk. I can't even say.
Now we're going to start
it's so
saying
terrible.
it like that.
I can't even say it
If-
right.
If you missed yesterday's show, it was KJP. That's how she pronounced it.
She
every
can't say
time.
it.
Every time she says
Norfolk Southern. She can't say it though. She says Suffolk.
Yeah, Norfolk Suffolk. Like it's a completely different word to her. She cannot say Southern.
Terrible. Just terrible.
Anyhow,
but this douche didn't show up again.
Yeah, there was
That
a
pisses me off.
train representative who apologized to the crowd, and they of course were having none of it.
That apology is I almost swore on the air, and that's exactly what it is. I would not take that either. That's someone needs to say, bro, you need to be there. That was the whole point behind Biden and baby
Biden,
daddy Buttigieg. That was behind them not saying anything.
Hold on. Before we move on, please commit this to memory, y'all. Baby daddy Buttigieg. I want to see that on Twitter soon. Hashtag put that in your pipe.
That was the whole point, right? There's nothing more that they could have done. And Biden is right when he says all of these departments were there. But he could have acknowledged that this event actually happened.
This is exactly what I said earlier this week.
No, I know.
When you were like, what is he supposed to do? I'm acknowledge it?
Well, and I agree. I agree with you. I do agree with that 100%. But other than that, what else is he? What?
Yesterday he was asked if he was
done. What am I, bewitched?
Oh, nice. I like the little
Thank
60s
you.
reference.
Well.
He was asked yesterday. Remember today? It's a month ago today that this happened.
Okay.
And he was asked yesterday if he was going to visit East Palestine, and he said at some point. Is that you like that answer?
Sure, at some point.
Quote, at some point.
Is that right? Is that at some point? Can you remember if you talked to the mayor? No. Can you remember if you've ever been to Palestine or Palestine or whatever the hell they call the city that Norfolk, Suffolk runs through? I mean, it's unbelievable. This guy, man.
Yeah, you've heard from Secretary Buttigieg. You've heard from the EPA administrator speak to how we're going to hold Norfolk, Suffolk accountable.
I mean, to quote Jeffy, look in your big book of everything, darling.
That's what it's right in front of you.
It's literally, the words
right
are there. I swear, do they say Suffolk? Do they say a breathing room?
We've given you the great big book of everything. You know the questions that are coming. There's no way that she walks out there every day and faces questions that she doesn't know is coming, because when she throws it to Bill in row 3, she's already flipping the pages on the great big book of everything, because she knows Bill is going to ask her about whatever, and I got to get to that page. Just read what's on the page, and she can't do that. What good are you?
Yeah. Am I supposed to answer this?
Yes.
Because there is no answer.
Yes, because you are her now.
Oh, well, the president wants to make sure that all Americans get a breathing room. Okay, so you remember the fentanyl
I
mom?
do. Yeah, it went before Congress, and it talked about her 2 sons in Michigan who died of an overdose, right?
Yeah.
And do we have her talking?
So we played this.
I know the story really well.
Yeah,
but.
we played this the other day just to kind of refresh your memory here.
Okay.
But 100,000 die every year, and nothing's being done. Not enough is being done. Numbers are going up, not down.
No question.
And you talk about children being taken away from their parents. My children were taken away from me. 100,000 Americans every year are having their children, 200,000 because it's both parents, right? Are having their children taken away from them. This should not be politicized. It's not about race. Fentanyl doesn't care about race.
So it's a tough road. I mean, as horrible as it is for her. No, you know what? No, I'll just talk about Joe Biden being a douche, because I was going to go down another road.
So that's Rebecca.
I don't want to do that. Let's talk. I'd rather stick to Joe Biden being an asshole.
So Rebecca Kiesling is the mom of Caleb and Kyler, who died at ages 20 and 18.
Right.
And she said, she mentioned in her testimony that that Joe Biden is killing these American children. And so how does the President of the United States, how do I do this, Jeffy? this uniter. He's a uniter, right?
That's what you do. You call him a uniter, because that's what he is.
That's what I want to call him. This is how he responded to her.
I think your word
she was very specific recently, saying that a poor mother who lost 2 kids to fentanyl, that I killed her sons. Well, the interesting thing is that fentanyl they took came during the last administration.
Let's laugh at the mom who lost her kids. And yeah, I mean, her sons did die.
He's such a douchebag.
Before he took office. But
And
wow, what a
strange way
what an angle to take, bro.
Yeah, really strange way to do that. Right. I mean, he's not necessarily laughing at her pain.
He's not taking her seriously, that's for sure.
No, he's not.
He does not
He does
care,
not.
that's for
No,
sure.
he does not.
He doesn't
That's
care about the
100%.
border. He doesn't
100%.
care about kids dying
And
in
a
this
lot
country.
of people have a tough time with that situation because her kids were taking a recreational drug. That's what they thought. It wasn't a prescription. It was a prescription Percocet, I think, that they thought that they were going to take. And it was, so it's, look, people are overdosing. We had a big story here in DFW just this past week. There are stories all over the country where, a recreational taking of drugs ends in death because it's laced with fentanyl. And so, people are struggling with, they want to care about these deaths, but they also see it as, well, they were taking those drugs illegally. They didn't get the drug from Walgreens. And I understand that. But the reason that fentanyl is coming across the border is because our borders are a sieve. And this administration has done nothing to stop that. Just as you said, he doesn't care.
No.
He doesn't care at all. And it doesn't matter what's coming across the border, whether it's humans, whether it's animals, whether it's drugs, it doesn't matter. Come on in. Come on in, it's fine. And if people get upset about it, we'll tell them that the border is closed. The border is secure, and everyone knows they're being lied to. And yet, here we are. And then, douchebag has to. The interesting thing was her kids died in the previous administration. It wasn't even me.
Wow.
I know.
That's leadership right there.
It is. It is leadership, isn't it? I mean, the guy, somebody might have been, I think I heard it from you about nursing homes.
Yeah.
For our representatives from Washington, D.C.
He's not qualified to be the president of the Nursing Home Association.
Well, no, but we're just going to move him in there.
Much less the United States of America. But if you want to move him in there, that's probably the best place. Yes.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Good morning, Americans. Good morning, Americans.
Oh, bro.
It's Friday.
You just have to hit the button again.
I did. I did.
Good morning, Americans.
Oh, that's because I stopped it. I didn't pause it. That's why. So it was my operator error. But hey.
Good morning, Americans. It's Friday.
Welcome to the broadcast. Pat Gray Unleashed. Pat's on vacation. He'll be back on Monday, we're told. We'll see. 888-900-3393 is the phone number. You can tweet the show at Pat Unleashed. I was busy during the break reading a story to see if it could actually be real. There's a Florida state senator from Orange County, Florida.
Okay.
If this is Florida, Orange County. And he has introduced a bill that would require bloggers define bloggers who write about the governor, cabinet officers, and members of the Florida legislature to register with the state.
Kiss my backside. And this is a Republican state, okay?
How about no? Well, DeSantis isn't going to let this happen.
I mean, this is...
There's no way.
This is what Canada tried. Remember this?
Yeah.
And that might actually be a thing? Canada, help us out here.
That might be.
This is grotesque. You're telling me that
If
a
a
U.S. citizen can't anonymously go around and rip elected officials? I mean, if anyone should be subject to free speech criticisms,
it's our
elected
representatives.
This guy's insane. Who is this guy?
If a blogger posts to a blog about an elected state officer and receives or will receive compensation for that post, the blogger must register with the appropriate office.
This is embarrassing that it's someone on the right doing this.
Agonizing.
This is what the left tries to do every day on social media.
Okay, is he Jason Brodeur? Florida State
What do we know about him?
Republican,
That's all we know?
Florida State Senator, representing the 10th District, which consists of Seminole and a small part of Orange County. Yeah, I don't know this guy. But here's an idea. No,
I mean,
not going to happen. We don't do that here in America. I mean, we did have the Dallas newspaper reporter just got fired for tweeting the Dallas mayor, calling the Dallas mayor bruh in a tweet.
What? Wait, a reporter got fired for. I mean, it may be unprofessional.
Where is that story?
For the newspaper standards, but that's
what? She was bro.
I think I've done that many times on Twitter.
And he replied to her, "Bro, have we met?" He replied.
Okay, cool.
And the newspaper fired her 3 days later.
So he was willing to engage,
Right.
And
She said she was going to a hockey game, and he tweeted about how our local media have no interest in reporting on this data, which is why you haven't heard about it. But you better believe it. Dallas was leading the nation in violent crime. Increases, you'd be hearing about it daily. It's sad, and he's saying that how the crime numbers have gone down. They've gone down dramatically under his watch. And so she saw the tweet and said, bruh, national news is always going to chase the trend. Cultivate relationships with quality local news partnerships. Okay. And
he responded, have we met?
Well, apparently, this article, it says the mayor was not amused, saying, bruh, have we met?
Okay, so then you could cultivate that relationship.
Or you could reply by, bro, not yet. Or none of your freaking business. How about that, mayor? But she works for the newspaper, and they said, they called her in and talked to her and said, nah, I'm not doing that. You're fired. Get out of here. Now, they claim, she went back and said, I say that to people all the time on Twitter. It's a Twitter thing. Sorry about that. And so she has now, she's issued a request for information from the mayor's office and the newspaper because she wants to see if they've communicated, if it was the mayor's people who got her fired or not. And there's a big union deal going on now between the newspaper and the unions. So there's part of another fight that's going on, an underlying fight for that. But all I know is that she said, she called the mayor, bruh. And the newspaper, if not, I mean, you can make the case that the mayor was not amused, I guess, but the newspaper for sure was not. And they tried to turn it into, if what's his name? Johnson, Daryl Johnson is the mayor. Eric Johnson. Sorry, Mr. Mayor. Eric.
Bruh. Get it right.
Sorry, bro. That it was a race thing. And that's her point, is that it's not a race thing.
Bruh. The Dallas city limits is, 2 miles from here maximum? Just over the little bridge there.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed to say I didn't even know the race of the Dallas mayor until you just said that.
Mayor Eric L. Johnson.
Sure. I didn't even know that. Of course, if everything is racist, right?
Right.
You can't even type the word bruh. What color's the reporter? Can you tell me that? What's her name?
Her name is Mangrum, and she is white.
Okay.
Because that's what they said.
Well, then it's clearly racist then.
Right.
Oh, now I get it. Okay, it's just racist. So I guess they had to do what they had to do. If you're going to have a racist writing for your paper.
Right?
Now everything makes sense in this story. I mean, this is a stupid world.
Bruh.
What?
Bruh.
What? I mean,
Mayor,
if the Twitter files...
the mayor needs to... The mayor should actually come out and say, stop it.
However...
If this girl got fired, if this lady got fired because of this, let's turn this around.
However, if your first inclination is correct, or her inclination is correct, and then it's...
well, she was asked about it.
Yeah, no. If there's some sort of correspondence between the Dallas Morning News and the mayor, then that's obviously not going to happen. If the Twitter file showed us anything, it's how cozy the governments are with social media, with media, and
business,
and everybody. And so, if did you see the? Oh my gosh, over in Britain. What was this? You got the health minister, right? So you know what I'm talking about? And they've released the communications between the Boris Johnson administration. This is the health secretary, Matt Hancock, reaching out here. Do we have that graphic? Can we put that up here? Hey, I need to call in a favor tomorrow. I currently have 22,000 spare slots at my drive-thrus for the vaccine. Hence, I've extended eligibility today. And this health secretary reaching out to the editor here at the Evening Standard. A demand just isn't there. Like, people don't want this shot. This is obviously good news about spread of the virus, but hard for my target. He's got a target. There is a threshold. I got to get shots in arms. So I really could do with a testing splash. Can we make this happen? And the editor of the Evening Standard, George Osborne, says, yes, of course. All you need to do tomorrow is give me some exclusive words. You can give them to the Standard, to our paper, and I'll tell the team to splash it, and we'll get it out there. I mean, my gosh. Insidious all around.
All around.
Bruh.
Speaking of bros, the main bro, my main bro,
what's
Doug
his name?
Emhoff.
Who's that? Oh, that's that guy.
That's the second gentleman.
Yeah,
the
I cannot remember that guy's name to save my life.
Doug Emhoff.
Cool.
It's Doug.
Yeah.
His friends call him Dougie.
Do they really?
That's what I'm told. I'm not a friend to Doug. So,
Dougie.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine Kamala gets home? Dougie! Why isn't dinner on the table, Dougie?
So he's doing an interview on MSN Nobody Cares. Well, we do. But he's doing an interview on MSNBC, and he is telling us about masculine toxicity. This guy.
I think between the reporter and what's his name again, Doug, there's not a lot of masculinity in this room. Let's see this clip.
Can we just talk about masculinity for a moment?
Oh my God!
Has being second gentleman changed your own view of perceived gender roles or what it
for a
means
second. Who is the host? Who is the host of the MSNBC?
I have no idea.
I got to find out who this guy is. I apologize for not watching MSNBC. We can start it from the beginning.
Nobody cares.
MSN Nobody Cares.
That's an extra N you're throwing in there.
Well, what are you going to do? Yeah. This is an interview on toxic masculinity.
I know.
Just remember that. This is an interview with Dougie on toxic masculinity. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can we just talk about masculinity for a moment? Has being second gentleman changed your own view of perceived gender roles or what it means?
I wonder the answer to this.
This is something I've thought about a lot and something I've spoken about a lot. There's too much of toxicity. It's masculine toxicity out there. We've kind of confused what it means to be a man, what it means to be masculine.
You think about that a lot.
Think about that a lot. If Dougie is thinking about that a lot, Kamala doesn't have him cleaning enough. She's off working, paying the bills.
Right.
Dougie needs to be wiping down the counters a little bit more. He's got to have less time thinking.
And he blew the line.
See more elbows and butt in the air at the house, okay?
Wait.
Elbows and the line is elbows and asses. But, when you're done.
I got it. But you have one job. It is to get that toxic masculinity phrase repeated out there, and he blew it. It's too much toxicity and masculinity. Oof. Good job, Doug.
Who is
well delivered.
the MSNBC Nobody Cares?
Nobody Cares, yeah.
Host with Dougie. am off. I don't know who that host is.
Yep. Well, we got to know.
I do.
We could find out during a break, maybe. Could we do that?
No, I want to know now.
He wants to know now.
It doesn't say it. It didn't say it on the screen, or when he was being interviewed, what show he was on. Because that seems to me that's the show you want to be on when you're talking about masculinity.
Yeah. No, it is.
That's fine.
Jonathan Capehart.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think. Whatever makes Jeffy stop worrying about it.
We're good. That's Jonathan Capehart. That's fine. Have we moved on?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Cool. Well,
I appreciate that conversation.
I hope that
Jonathan Capehart, because that means a lot to me.
And how much more masculine do you feel having watched those two individuals?
Oh my gosh!
Right? It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much testosterone on the screen.
So much male toxic
toxicity
male,
in masculinity.
Yes. I think about that all the time. I think about, do you, Dougie? Do you? I know Kamala probably thinks about it. I'll tell you that, and she's thinking about it. It ain't you. Okay. So, oh my gosh, this is the video. Okay, so for a week. This had to have been a week. This had to have been a Monday morning fight. Because I was told by two people in this room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we've got the video of this avalanche, and fortunately the guy survived. And I'm like, no, the avalanche video that was making the rounds overnight on Sunday night there's no way that these people live. That's impossible.
Right.
So then you played the video, and it was the snow, right? And it was the snow avalanche, and the guy did die.
Right.
But
and
we had seen that before.
Okay.
I know that these are all old videos, but when I saw this video, the one I was talking about, I was like, that's got to be old too. So, that can't be real.
Right.
I mean, it can't be fresh. They want me to. The people that post these videos are fight starters. And so they just go back and find old horrible videos of people getting their butt kicked and horrible things happening and just post it like it just happened.
Right. And so when we played the video on Monday and it wasn't the video that Jeffy anticipated it being, Jeffy got really butthurt.
I was like, that's not it.
Right. Because, see, other individuals took the time to send in the videos, and none of those individuals were named Jeffy, so he was surprised when we played the video and it wasn't what he just thought telepathically was going to be delivered to everyone else in the
Correct. It had to have been that video.
Yeah, so
that's what we were all watching.
Right,
but apparently we all weren't.
But it's Friday. This is our last chance. Let's get that mine video. This is horrific.
This is the one I'm talking about.
This is in China, correct? Yes. Out of mine. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's devastating. So watch. These are vehicles. Look at the mountain is
Look at that.
Moving.
I mean,
oh my gosh!
This is why I said there's no way that they survived.
How many people were there? Jeff,
I don't know. I don't know the number. But it's look at that.
Oh,
I mean, you see this. Even the big structures they have on top all come down as well. It's Inner Mongolia, northern China.
Is this the?
Oh, here we go.
Only 5 dead.
6.
Okay, 6 dead, 40-something. Oh, still missing.
Yeah, I mean, you're never gonna.
Yeah,
you're not gonna find those for another.
Oh my gosh,
another 100 years maybe.
And this was just a week ago, right? Yeah. Man.
Oh, so it wasn't that old, actually.
No. Congratulations.
Also, I'll apologize to the fight starters then.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry.
Well, that was not. Well, as long as we're doing.
I mean,
videos,
it's horrific. It's definitely a horrific video. But our fight off the air was that there's no way that those people survived. And
I was like,
no, the guy survived. There's no way.
That's because some of us took the time to find a video and didn't know what Jeffy was referring to.
Well, you should have.
Anyhow, so as long as we've spent all week trying to get to videos, I think this is. Multiple times I've tried to play like, hey, let's play that NBA app thing. Remember that?
I think we've actually teased it.
Yeah, we teased it multiple times. It's so funny. Now it's not even worth it. Now I'm just like, whatever.
All right, well then.
But I don't even have the NBA app on my phone. Surprise. But this is a cool feature. This is like putting you into the game. Let's play that.
We'll get to it.
I'm going to walk around you and just scan your body, right?
Yep.
Oh, hey.
All right.
This is the commissioner of the NBA.
Interesting shirt you wore today. Is that the one you're going to wear all morning? Look, we've inserted you in the avatar selection. And then, you see where the red is going? You could choose different players.
Yeah.
So then we're going to pick Horton Tucker.
Okay.
And then where Horton Tucker is. So this will be in a live game.
All right.
You will be inserted into the game. You'll be making all the same movements he was,
That's
but
cool, man.
it'll
That's
look
awesome.
like it's your body. Go ahead and roll that.
Watch this. Okay.
There's that shirt.
There he is.
That's awesome.
How cool is this, man? Oh, yeah. He just dunked it. Look at this. That's the guy on stage who's now in the game.
Awesome. I hope the technology goes to other sports as well.
I think that is super fun, man.
Stick your tongue out like that.
Somebody copied me, you know.
It's like
That
you've
is
been
awesome.
lifting. Anyway,
That's really
that
good.
might be
That would-
worth getting the NBA app just for that.
I hope other sports do that because that would be a great way
Lot of
to
fun.
watch a game and who are you going to be today? And just watch the game that way. It'd be awesome.
And you know what that looks like is like a video game maybe 5-10 years ago where you can tell that it's not a give it a few more years.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to look like that guy was literally at that
It'd
game.
be so much fun. It'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Pat Gray.
Friday Rock. Coming at you. Welcome to it. Pat Gray Unleashed program. 888-900-3393 is the phone number. You can tweet us at Pat Unleashed, as Daniel the Manimal did. Hey, Joe, Bo's brain cancer.
Whoa.
Now listen to
Stop that. Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Hey, Joe. Just want to see if it worked again. Hey, Joe. Bo's brain cancer was caused by burn pits in a different country, not here. Can you hear how awful that is?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, just terrible person.
From Chitty Chitty Fang. Time to give Biden the Douche Hall of Fame Lifetime Achievement Award. Yeah, I think the Douche Hall of Fame, I think that's still closed since COVID.
Oh,
I don't think it's opened back up again. COVID
killed
shut it down.
The Douche Hall of Fame. I didn't
And nothing
realize.
I can do about it. Sorry, I wish we could open it back up, but what are you going to do?
Wow. We're socially distanced from the Douche Hall of Fame.
It's not my fault. That's the government's fault.
I see. I didn't realize it was a casualty of COVID.
Is Jeffy growing out of the mullet to shave it again? I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's driving me crazy because I'm out. This is actually getting close to ponytail time.
Oh my word!
It's getting really long, and it's not a mullet. It's just grow. I just brush it back for the show, but it's getting really long. It's getting. I'm at Ben Franklin stage again.
So you don't have a plan. We're just gonna.
No, I don't have a
wait and
plan,
see.
but I'm at Ben Franklin stage again. Yeah.
Look to your right up there.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah, I mean, if I let it go down, pull it off the side, it's Ben Franklin. I put the hat on.
Give us a
That's Ben Franklin.
twirl. That's good stuff.
What are you, Roger Ailes?
Yeah, give us
a little twirl.
Yeah, give us a Breck hair shake.
Give us a little twirl. But I don't know what I don't know what I'm doing. You can quote me on that. I don't know what I'm doing. I shaved it off for our rescue the last time. And that was my head, not my face. And then when we left for Christmas vacation in mid-December, I was like, I'm just not going to shave for a while. And I just haven't shaved since. And I haven't cut my hair since I shaved it, whenever the heck that was for our rescue.
Wait. Your beard right now is it's from November, December? What?
Yeah, mid-December. And I keep trimming it. I mean, I keep
all right, I got
trimming it down. So, I mean, it's not...
Doesn't look all nasty.
Yeah.
Like mine.
But I don't know. I want to get rid of it, and then I don't. And then I'm just... And the thing is, I'm really lazy. I know.
You can quote him on that, too.
So, like, when I leave here on a Friday, and I think I got to go get a haircut,
right?
Shave.
I'm tired.
And
go home.
By Sunday, I'm like, oh crap! Gosh darn it! I never left the house. And so, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? So I don't know. I'm close though, because it really is driving me crazy. And I almost brought in the Ben Franklin hat for you this morning.
Do it on Wednesday, would you?
If I don't get it trimmed before then.
Okay.
Talking about cutting her down a little bit. DG, what exactly has the big guy done for the past couple of years? According to him, everything happened under the previous administration. The border is secure.
No, actually, I think Senator Kennedy made it very clear all of the great things that Joe Biden has done in his 2 years in office.
Right,
I don't know if we
administration sucks.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, that's 100% factual.
You measure it any way you want. COVID, the economy, inflation, the national debt, the border, crime, cancel culture, treating parents like domestic terrorists. Afghanistan, our energy independence, now lost.
There you go. 10 things. He just, right there.
I know.
Perfect. Well stated.
From Benjamin, we're still doing some tweets here at Pat Unleashed. The interview is hilarious. That room is devoid of masculinity in any form.
Yeah, that was Mr.
Doug and MSNBC or MSNB. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Video,
Mr. Kamala. By the way, who sent this in? Kamala Apologist sent this headline in from the New York Times. Do we have that, Kayla? The excellence of Kamala Harris is hiding in plain sight.
Oh.
Well, then we're all blind.
Wow.
Don't you just love
the
that?
Excellence of Kamala Harris is hiding in plain sight.
And doing a really good job of hiding.
It is doing a fantastic job of hiding because nobody knows where it is. Nobody knows where that excellence is. I mean, she is just as bad as... Well, she's almost as bad as KJP. Not that bad. Sorry.
No.
Thank you. You're right.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Pat Gray Unleashed. Jeff Fisher from Chewing the Fat sitting in for Pat this week. Thank you for coming along for the ride. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate it. Keith Malinak is here. The Dingles in both rooms running the show, bringing this this video and audio orgasm to you.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. Also, I want to mention that, remember Alex Murdaugh? He was found guilty last night. Why are you looking?
Okay. That's good.
I mean, they're welcome. Alex Murdaugh, guilty. Just want to let you know that. It's going away. The sentencing will be today. And he's probably going to get 30 years to life. I'm guessing probably life. He was convicted on all 4 counts that he was facing. 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of possession of a weapon, and the commission of a violent crime. So he's going down hard. I mean, it took him 3 whole hours to come back with the verdict last night.
And it was late, and I agree with you. We were talking before the show this morning. It's like, okay, now that it's that late, just tell the judge, you know what, we're going to sleep on it.
We're going to need breakfast about 7:30.
Yeah, and you get another meal out of this thing.
But they probably had enough. I mean, they went on a road trip. They got the road trip.
Yeah.
They probably
that earned them a couple of meals, probably.
Oh, absolutely. There's got to be a barbecue spot out there by the house that they hadn't hit
yet.
Yeah. So they stopped off there for lunch.
You go up by 25, yeah.
Yeah, listen, we're going that way. We might as well get that barbecue spot. And then we'll go back and we'll listen to closing arguments. And then we'll get dinner. And we'll find him guilty. Should have waited around. They could have got breakfast out of the deal. But they probably had enough. So it was like, we need to get out of here. We've had enough. I'm still full on the barbecue. So let's go ahead and just find him guilty and get out of here. Now, I don't know that they've actually made an announcement, but we can look forward to hopefully CNN will air Jill Biden is still abroad.
Right.
Because that got the boot last night because of this verdict.
Now, will she still be abroad on Monday night?
As far as I know. Is that when it is?
Yeah.
They're replaying it on Monday night?
Yeah.
Have to wait the whole weekend?
Yeah.
For Jill Biden's abroad?
Sorry. And you're not even going to be here Tuesday. Why don't you bring us proof of Jill Biden's abroad on Wednesday for Chewing the Fat? Can you do that for us? Yeah, you want to just do that.
Jill Biden's abroad.
We're going to just hand that over to you. You can go and watch that and log that and just...
All right, there's no football season's over. I got no Monday Night Football. I can watch Jill's abroad. No problem. I'm happy to do that for you.
Good programming.
Now,
CNN.
this cannot be right. I mean, Holy cow.
Biden's abroad.
But it's got to be better than, toxic masculinity between MSN, Nobody Cares, and Dougie.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
I don't
Capehart?
know. I've already closed
Capehart.
it. Who cares?
This also cannot be true. I think we talked about this earlier in the week, thinking that it wasn't true. But the Biden administration has publicly affirmed their commitment to a legally binding accord, which will give the World Health Organization control over U.S. pandemic policies, though, of course, work needs to be still worked out in some areas. But they went on with their press release talking about how the United States is committed to the pandemic accord to form a major component of the global health architecture for generations to come. Shared commitment, shared aspirations, and shared responsibilities will vastly improve our system for preventing, preparing for, and responding to future pandemic emergencies.
Cool.
That cannot be allowed. There's no way that we could turn over our sovereignty to the World Health Organization.
Haven't we effectively already done that?
Okay, so there's no way we can allow this to continue. It has to stop.
Yeah.
I mean, that is just unbelievable.
It's gross, man.
It's unbelievable. You know another thing that's unbelievable? Teachers believing they are better than you for your kids. And we had the assistant, what's her title? She's some assistant Diggleberry from Arizona.
Yeah, I forget.
How's everything working out in Arizona, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
That's a side note. How's that going? Are we still laundering cartel money?
I'm
just wondering if that's still going on, or
so you recall the previous Governor Ducey put in this thing where, hey, parents get to use the money that they would spend in the district to go and fund either private education or homeschool.
Right.
And so I'm pretty sure that this was a meeting about that, where this was said. I'm not positive, but I think because
the
Katie
teachers
Hobbs,
union, right?
The faux governor out there is trying to get that overturned.
Absolutely.
Because why would you want to give more power to parents?
No, you can't.
As opposed to a teachers union. This is just another branch of the government.
Yep.
And so this particular teacher had some words about parents and education. Yeah,
I bet
good
she
stuff.
did.
Really good.
I have a master's degree because when I got certified, I was told I had to have a master's degree to be an Arizona certified teacher. We all have advanced degrees.
Good for
what
you.
do the parents have? Are we vetting the backgrounds of our parents? Are we allowing the parents to choose the curriculum and the books that our children are going to read? I think that it's a mistake. And I'm just speaking from the heart.
They all think that.
The one line that I love is, we must remember that the purpose of public education is not to teach only what parents want their children to be taught. It is to teach them what society needs them to be taught.
There it is. She's being honest, right?
Yes, she is.
We need to teach them what society needs them to be taught.
And you know what? Go ahead, because I'm not putting my kids in your stupid school as it is. We all have master's degree. We're all so much smarter than you. Are we vetting the parents? No, we're not. But it's their kids, and it's our kids, and we get to have some words about that. We can disagree over what you should teach them, and we can talk about that. But you don't get to make the whole call. Sorry about it, Miss Master's degree.
The arrogance of these people. I love it when they have these moments when they're unguarded and they just say, "Yeah, here we are." As Glenn has always said, eventually they're just going to take the mask off.
Well, the teachers union. I mean, these teachers the mask has been off for a while on these douches for a long time, man.
They were one of the first.
They sure
to
were.
Drop the mask.
How long ago was it? Was in Michigan that we played the clip where she was saying, that they know best.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite clips of all time because that's one of the first times, and that had to have been at least 6 years ago.
Oh,
maybe longer. And that was the first of Screw you. We know best. You're only the parent.
Mm-hmm. And then also in Arizona, there was a school board, and one of the folks on that was saying how they were talking about teacher recruiting, and she went to, I don't know if it was Arizona Christian University website or something like that. Anyway, she was trying to make the point that we can't let, teachers from these Christian value backgrounds come in. That's just not safe. That was the quote.
It's just not safe?
Yeah. You can't.
It's just not safe?
Right. You can't let them get in here and try to instill their values. And, I mean, what a world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's...
you're not safe. Take you and your master's degree and get out. Have a nice day.
Out.
Yes.
And again, to go back to that clip that we just played, just remember, and that is a perfect illustration of what we always say, is that nobody cares about your kids' education or fill in the blank, however it applies. Nobody cares more about your kids' well-being than you. It's not going to be this teacher. It's not going to be... listen to that. All she wants is a cog in the wheel for society and what society needs. We can't trust them. Have we vetted these parents? Do we know what kind of background they have? Go make the sex with yourself, lady. I mean, this is... I just... The arrogance continues to... We know it's out there, but to actually hear it, it's shocking. Yeah. It's still shocking. There's still got that level of, oh my gosh, she actually said it.
She said it. Doesn't matter. She doesn't care.
These people are sick, and they're going to destroy your kids and our nation, and they're well on their way to doing that.
So congratulations are in order to Jeff Reitz.
Okay.
Jeff Reitz. Jeff is now the world record holder for making 2,995 consecutive visits to Disneyland. Congratulations, Jeff. You are the new world record holder.
And that's days? Every day he's gone?
Since 2012, the 50-year-old annual pass holder from Huntington Beach, California, has made 2,995 consecutive visits to the magical Anaheim theme park. Most consecutive visits to Disneyland.
Oh, man. That guy's got to be loaded, right? Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. He said he actually started it when he got laid off. He didn't have he wasn't working at all.
What was his job? Like international banker head guy? What in the world? Oh, you do this podcast. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Chewing the Fat.
I love that show.
Yeah. And so you had this story about the guy who was this, so sad. He was this close to getting 70 years service working at Disney, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he got to 69. Nice. In like 9 months.
Yeah.
And then...
Sorry about it.
Man, he didn't get to that.
Sorry about it.
Do you think they're going to give his family a plaque for 70 years of service?
Absolutely. They have to give him... It has to be on the coffin. It has to be some... when they're at the funeral, they'll give him the badge or something.
I would love to talk to that guy. 100%. Obviously, we've missed our opportunity to ask him, how have things changed the old Disney company?
Oh, yeah.
The Walt Disney Company since when you started to what it is today?
Yeah, a lot.
Anything different at all there? I mean...
No, they're fine.
They're fine.
I mean, we talked about... So Disney's been in the news a lot because of Florida and Governor DeSantis taking them on and getting rid of their special status in their city, which, I'm for. I get it. I get why it happened, and Disney, should have just kept their mouth shut. But really, you're ending up making the state pay for all this stuff now,
which actually helps a company that's struggling like Disney.
Yeah, kind of torn.
Oh, do we have time for, you talk about stories and things we've been trying to get to all week. How about that family? This is this story right here.
I love these people.
This is Jeff Fisher,
I love
Father of the Year. This is what...
I love these people.
Jeffy's probably upset that he didn't think of this.
And who says I did? Some of the stuff you hear about from people, and I'm thinking, why are you saying anything?
Right.
Will you shut up?
This is because they love this attention,
look, this guy found $800,000 on the beach. I guarantee you, Jeff Fisher finds $800,000 on the beach. You're not hearing about it.
Yeah, and well, exactly. However, if there are cameras around, you're going to hear that Jeff Fisher found $100,000 on the beach.
No,
and $700,000 is in the back of his van.
That's correct.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what you're going to hear.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
100%. Absolutely. I just watched a video the other day, and we'll get to the Disney hack. I just watched a video the other day of this whole neighborhood robbing an Amazon truck.
Oh,
and I thought, first of all, I mean, you don't even know what's in the boxes. You're just, they're just mobbing this Amazon truck. What are we doing? The Amazon truck guy's probably going to lose his job now for whatever reason. Just by
were they holding him at gunpoint or anything?
I just saw the
still, it's
the
a
truck
mob of
being
people,
mob of
man.
people,
Yeah.
right? And they're taking all these boxes. You don't even know what it is. It could have been a bed sheet that somebody ordered. I don't know, but why would you take it? But on the other hand, I'm thinking, so that's a perfect example of this being taped and going online and seeing yourself running away from the Amazon truck. That's when you need to go to the police right then. With the box.
Or with a pair of socks.
Of a bed sheet. Yes.
Yeah.
I got carried away in the moment, and I'm so sorry. And here it is. And
meanwhile, you got a new laptop.
Right. That box looked bigger than socks. That's all that was in it. What are you going to do?
Amazon. Talk about wasteful packaging. Am I right? Who's with me, y'all?
Right.
A pair of socks in this laptop-sized box?
Yeah. Sure, it looked like a 32-inch TV, but no. No, it was a pair of socks. So anyway, the Disney hack.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so a family, and they've been blasted for the hack. And this goes to my fat guy seating kind of issue at the theme parks. Disney's taken the heat for, not having a lot of fat guy seating on their rides. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about that, which I have plenty on Chewing the Fat. I've been fat shamed multiple times on rides at the park. Because you have to make the walk. They tell you that they have the fat guy seat, but the one ride. The last time I was fat shamed was at it wasn't Disney. Where was I at? And they say, well, yeah, we got the big guy seat up front. So you go up front, and the brace comes down. Mm-hmm. And so
that feels good.
It's got to
right
click.
It's
got to click, right?
Yeah.
So it comes down, and so I can't pull it enough to get it clicked. So the guy comes up and he's like, and he's like, all you want to hear is click. So you're going on the ride.
That's your goal. I just want to hear the click.
And finally, the guy goes, "Nah, there's no click. Too fat." And pulls it up. He goes, "This thing isn't going to."
He literally said, "Too fat."
That's what I heard.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And so then you have to make the walk of shame. That's somebody too big, won't fit. Give me somebody else. I got 2 seats up here.
Wait, 2 seats. Wait, were you sitting?
Don't start bogging me down with the box. It was just a story.
Yeah, sure.
It was a story. Sure. Well, I've been fat shamed. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you need to figure out.
That was at Busch Gardens.
You need to figure out a hack for fat guy seating. Other than
that's tough to get the extenders.
Other than just fixing your diet.
Because what they're saying.
And then you've got this story.
What they're saying is,
I could hear you doing this.
On the fat guy seating thing, they're saying they can't make the problem with a lot of the rides is if they make them fit bigger people. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's fat guy seating. That could be like the Ralph Lauren extra large shirt. The Ralph Lauren extra large shirt really isn't an extra regular real fat guy shirt, but I digress.
Okay.
Because the kids then that lowers the kids can't.
Right.
Too loose
you
for the kids.
You got to find a happy spot there.
Right. So this family has this hack where at Disney and Busch Gardens and plenty of places you have to be so tall to ride rides, right? So
you don't want the kids going flying out.
Right, and it has happened.
Yes.
Multiple times. It happens. So do we have this clip?
I don't know. Oh, there it is. There's the picture. It's not a clip. It's just...
okay. So it went viral because.
So what are we looking at in that picture there, Jeff?
Okay, so the
whole family wants to ride together. One kid's too short. The family says, "Not so fast, my friend."
Right.
They cut the bottom of a sandal off and then glue it to the bottom of this child's shoe to make him a few inches taller.
So you're tall enough. Get out of here. So it's got extra flip-flop bottoms on it. That is
so they brag
awesome.
about it online, and people lose
now
their
people
mind.
are all mind up. I mean, putting that kid's life at risk.
I mean, which is true.
Well,
he could go flying out now.
But he's with the folks. He's there. And look. That's not much of a difference.
It's a few inches.
That's not much of a difference. I like what now.
What?
You just need to shut your mouth instead of trying to show off about it.
Right.
That's what you need to do. What are you doing? I mean, you deserve to be beat up over showing it off like that.
Flapping your gums about it.
Right. Why are you telling anybody?
Mm-hmm. Anybody.
Deal.
You don't tell your extended family. You don't tell your friends. You just go along your way.
I don't ever let people know that I take the couple of wheelchairs with the family when I go to the theme parks, and you just get right through.
That works.
You don't have to wait in line if you're in a wheelchair.
That works.
It's just a joke. Stop it. I would never do that ever. Now you would.
What else? No, what else you got that you don't want to tell us about? You don't want to tell us about all the things that you do.
I tell you what I do like though. I do like now they've instead of fat shaming people, at least they don't want to fat shame people. They put the seat out in front of the ride at the theme parks, so you see the seats that are on the rides.
Oh.
So that when you're walking up, you're like, nah, I'm gonna go have an ice cream. I can't fit in that.
I'll see you at the end.
I can't fit in that. Yeah, that's not for me.
Oh, that's smart. But still, there's a few people right there that get to see you sitting down there, and
that guy's not fitting in that. Got an extra seat going in that one.
Wow, that's rough.
I mean, it's a genius idea for the parents to, look, you spend all that money, and you want the whole family to enjoy the rides together. Mm-hmm. And little Billy is 3 inches short or whatever.
Sure, the little tyke ended up.
He didn't though.
Playing. Was it? I don't know.
He's got to go through the rest of his life being 3 inches short.
What's the game? Plinko, right? On Price is Right. I mean, maybe he did that on the way down on the roller coaster.
No, he didn't though.
But look, at least the family got to ride together.
Ride, then one of them has to stay with the kid, while the other adult goes with the other child on the ride. So you have to switch that up. So everybody loses that whole fun.
But look, they got to do this together. So that's good.
Thank you. That's my point. That's my point. The whole stupid thing. I know this is the actor that's retiring. He claims to be a conservative actor. Okay. But he's given up work. I know you have the story here.
I couldn't remember what that was.
I talked about this on Chewing the Fat, actually. And
he's absolutely right, by the way.
Well, yeah. But,
should we let the audience know what we're talking about as we're referring to this guy vaguely?
They know the story.
Oh, that's right.
They listen to Chewing the Fat.
So there you go. I guess we don't even need to read it.
Actor Isaiah Washington. Uh-huh. You would know him if you see him. You've seen him in a lot of works. He announced that he's retiring early. See, there he is. You know he is. That he's retiring early from the entertainment industry. And he said he's going to spend his time visiting as much of the country as he can before it is overtaken by communists and socialists.
I mean, bruh. So true.
Okay. I mean, I hope he's got the, I don't know. I don't know how, is he going to have the RV? The big bus size RV? Is he pulling the Airstream? Has he got the pop up in the back that we're going to pull in? I mean, that's some good driving, and I don't blame him. My dad used to say all the time, if you're going to travel the United States of America. There's plenty of places to go in this country that are beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about seeing the rest of the world till you see the U.S.
That's a fact, man.
And 100%.
That was your dad?
That's true.
That's genius right there.
Yeah.
You got to get to Glacier National Park in Montana. You got to get to the Badlands in South Dakota.
Places all over this country that are beautiful.
So many places.
And it's the United States. Guess what? You get to travel there. You don't need papers yet to travel state to state.
White Sands, New Mexico, anywhere in Colorado.
Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah, Saginaw. I mean, I bet.
East Palestine.
Oh, bro, no.
Well, no?
Nah. No.
Tampa, Florida.
No. Yeah, Tampa. I like Florida.
Waco, Texas.
Don't jump.
I mean, All those places. Right? Atlanta, Georgia.
No, that ship has sailed.
Smoky Mountains.
Yeah, you got to get.
Now we're getting to the Smokies.
Yeah,
foothills in Georgia.
Unfortunately, so many blue cities. Because when you said Smoky Mountains, I was thinking Asheville, North Carolina.
I love Asheville, but it's such a nightmare town now.
Every
I know.
beautiful.
I know.
Niche city, right? It's just gotten destroyed. Austin. It's just progressive policies don't work, gang. So that's why I say go to the parks.
Isaiah Washington, traveling the country before it's overtaken by communists and socialists.
I got news for him.
That's probably, Isaiah, you might be late.
Yeah, you're a little late to this party. You're going to have to gas up that RV right now.
I hope he's already on the road.
Charleston, South Carolina.
All right, so thank you for joining us today and this week. And we'll see you on Chewing the Fat.
Can we do animal videos in overtime?
And then we have the overtime to do,
some animal videos we haven't gotten to.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.